What's up, guys? We're going into Proto-Omega for kind of a cheaper clear. It does require an EX3 Yoshi for some ice support, but this is definitely doable with some newer units pretty easily. But I was just trying to use some older units. Like Elena doesn't need to be EX3, she can just be EX1. Same for Ygni, he can be EX1. But yeah, anyway, the boss does a preemptive break. You can gear for that with, I think it's, oh, what's his name? The 7-star ace, well, the newer aces, STMR, that can prevent a magic break on your damage dealers. Attack, not sure there's 100% break resist materia. But anyway, Elena's here to fix that anyhow. And so the boss does magical lightning damage every turn. You can either gear for resistances or Elena's going to give us 100% buff. There's no imperil, so you just need 0% or better resist. So here is our party. Ygni, honestly, base form gear doesn't matter. I was trying this strategy where I was going to try to do some damage in the base form, but kind of abandoned that. So you can ignore his base form gear, just put his... Actually, doesn't even really need his TMR or STMR. Shift form, he's got a sword build. Just high magic against machines. There we go. He's got his own vision card. So he's at 250 machine. And then you just need a chaining partner for him. Don't need that. Yeah. Just build them for some damage and killers. Preferably someone that can quad cast Chaos Wave Awakened. That's either non-magic, non-true magic, ice damage, or non-elemental imbuable. Because the boss puts up Reflect on turn 2, and you can perfect dispel it, but that's kind of hard to fit into the rotation. I guess if you have Kaito and you use his shifted Grandis or Magnus on turn 1, that'll take care of that, but you're probably killing on turn 1 anyway. So, but here's Lasswell's build. Louise would work just fine too. The boss is weak to, it's 50% weak innately to fire and ice, 120% resist to everything else. We're going with an ice team. So Yoshi honestly doesn't really need, he just needs his own TMR or STMR in the base form. Shift form, just tried to build him for high spirit. We're not using his LB, so he really doesn't even need Dragon's Brush. Or Call of the Wild, or Advanced Weaponry. He's pretty much a chain bot anyway. So there's that. Yeah, whatever. Not going to fill those slots in at this point. So I am starting him in the base form and shifting him. Actually, you know what? He could just start in the shift form. Just make sure he has his own TMR or STMR on. I just gave him a sword to take advantage of Elena's sword imperil. But Elena, base form is her damage form. She's at 150 machine. I guess we could fill this slot in. Whatever. Just a little more damage. So there's her base form, Ferris's card. Nothing too terribly expensive here. You have Neo Vision. I'm drawing a blank. The older Neo Vision, Faisalus's STMR, just for the attack and magic stats. You could sub in whatever else for that. uh, Oliveira's SCMR just to build the chain faster. Yeah, it's whatever. She's a support chain anyway. But yeah, in shift form, just whatever. But yeah, everyone's 0% or better to lightning. We want to kill by turn 3. It does a, I think starting on turn 3, it still does the lightning magic damage, but then it does fixed damage to every turn, which is kind of hard to, I guess, unless you have an Omni-Cover tank or just high mitigations, you're probably not going to last much after turn 3. So turn 3 is the goal, but we should be able to do it. So here comes the preemptive break. So that, Elena's going to fix that with Blessing of the User Crystal, and that puts up a resistance to breaks because it tries to do it again on turn 2. And then Crystal Refrag for the 100% all elemental resist. Yoshi is going to Hikikomori to keep his triple cast unlocked. Ice Scroll for an imbue and break on the boss, and then Frozen LCD to amp ice and machine killer on everyone. Ygni in the base form is going to Fruits of Research for the break and stat buff on himself. Gemini enchantment to spread those buffs. Energy calibration, and then Vitality Fountain. Lasswell in the shift form is going to just triple. He will Avalanche Step, Bane of Dragons, and then Obliterating Magic Blade. He's just doing 2 non-offensive skills, so he can actually chain a little bit with the Ygni. I mean, it's not huge damage, but it's a little damage, so. Like 5%, 3%, whatever. So some thunder. I guess you could always Nethicite that too, but again, I think there are some people whose skills, the only one I'm thinking of is one of the versions of Ashe, like her LB casts Nethicite, but I mean, it's, you know, you're not going to bring her to this fight. Anyway, we're going to triple ninjutsu, whatever, the non-elemental bolting strike with Yoshi. Elena's going to the base form. She's going to speed a light. She's going to piercing for the sword imperil, crystal refraction for a bigger ice imperil, and then blade of salvation. As well as just going to quad obliterating magic blade. Then Ygni's going to shift and heal 5 magic principles. He will soul projection 4 times and then seal of doom. So we'll send the back row and then the front row right after. We should be around 50%, 60%, whatever. So the boss has 4 billion HP, so we should definitely easily be able to kill on this turn. So we'll just reload Yoshi, just Blade of Salvation, then piercing Elena. Lasswell's repeating, and Ygni will just do soul projection 4 times so we don't break the chain. And the missions are party 4 or less, we got that. Clear within 5 turns, we're gonna get that. No KOs. So all missions. So same thing, we'll send the back row. We can wait a second longer just to let the chain build and then send the front row. Front row. So there you go. Again, Lasswell, I mean, you could sub in whoever, Louise, whoever else has quad Chaos Wave Awakened that can be imbued again. But we're going to hop out of here for a sec. I'm going to try to put together a stronger team to either... I'm going to try for a 2-man, 2-turn team. I'm probably going to use Kaito and Fryevia. But I want to hop out, give up before... so I don't use more energy trying it again. So I'll see you in a sec. Alright, we're going back into Proto-Omega with 2-man, 2-turn clear, all missions. So we're bringing Kaito and Fryevia. Kaito is just here as an LB finisher in the base form, full machine, full LB damage, and then shift form, he's going to be full thunder resist. You could put the reflect ring on him too if you have that. It's got Nightbringer Wolf's Hairpin to hopefully 50% chance of avoiding the attack break. But he'll be breaking the boss and buffing his own machine killer. And that's pretty much it. His own vision card. So here's his gear. Chain cap accelerator, chain cap up clothes. So there's that. Fryevia, she'll be our Ice Imbue, Ice Amp, Ice Field, Ice Imperil in the base form. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So unfortunately, she's not getting Sword Imperil. Kaito's not getting... she's not getting Machine Killer either. Kaito's not getting an LB damage buff, but it's more than enough to do the job. So honestly, you can, you know, bring some better buffers, give Fryevia some killers, or, you know, and swap out Kaito with another breaker, or bring somebody else for, you know, a fire imbue maybe, or another ice imbue and amp or whatever. But anyway, we're just going to go with this team. So Fryevia is going to do her ice support, Zuriki insistence, and then riposte. Kaito in the shift form is going to crushing wave for the break. Man, a few words for machine killer and buffs, and then deep submersion for a katana imperil. I mean, his base form LB does a katana imperil anyway, but so we'll just chain these. We'll do maybe 15 to 20% damage. Or 25. You know, whatever. So, I mean, Fryevia's skill did put up a 50% mitigation, and she buffed her own stats, so, you know, with a little bit of thunder resist, she should be fine. Now she's going to riposte 3 times. Kaito's going to LB in the base form, and that should be it. Alright, gonna hop out, we're gonna add a couple units and go for a turn 1 clear. So we're gonna bring Esther for defense breaker. We get the preemptive break from Kaito, so we're not getting a good magic break for Fryevia. But we're gonna bring Reberta also for a fire imbue and amp and imperil, and just her physical skills mod boost. I think that applies to Fryevia. But Esther will give a preemptive LB damage buff for Kaito, so this should be more than enough. Okay. So Esther this turn is going to just bolting slice for the break, energizing bunny for a buff and killers, and then whatever else. Reberta is going to fire imbue, and then does this get rid of any attack breaks? Nah. I thought it did. Actually, I guess I could have dispelled with her before sending Esther. It's alright. So, fire imbue, emissary of demise, and then whatever. Then Fryevia will riposte 3 times, and Kaito will LB. And hopefully this will finish the boss. Nope. Might have to plan that out a little better. I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, here's our 4-man turn 1 clear on Proto-Omega. Forgot that Louise can clear any breaks, so anyway, we're just starting in the base form with these two. Fryevia just as wailed out as we can get her. She is full machine, full LB. Reberta, just true double hand build with the magic true double hand card. So there's that with Rain Fina's STMR, full machine. Yeah, there it is. Esther just here as a buffer. She gives a preemptive LB damage buff. She's given Machine Killer, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Great Sword Imperil too. I know I have the true double hand card on her, but she's gonna manually imperil great swords. So actually, she doesn't need anything really. I guess we give her her own STMR. And then Louise, just naked. She'll be imbuing fire, amping fire, and she'll be our breaker. So we'll just get into it. So I did a test run a second ago, and Fryevia did 3 billion with her LB. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know how this fight's scaling for other people on turn 1 clears, but whatever. So Louise will fire starter, incapacitate, power boost to get rid of those breaks, and then just whatever else, heavy firepower, I guess. Esther will energizing bunny, and then calm before the storm and bolting slice. Fryevia will LB, and Reberta will Mega Breath, and then Mystic Breath twice. So we'll send Fryevia, count to 2, and then send Reberta. Oh, 4 billion this time. Okay. Love that variance. Well, there we go. Anyway, that was kind of fun to play around with. Now I got to spend tomorrow dicking around with War Machine, but or whatever the trial is called. And well, I mean, I know who did what there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time. God, where's our lapis? I'd rather have lapis than the damn emblem. Anyway. Take it easy.